You're still muted, Jess.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can.
Yeah. Right. Miss Dee Dee, we can't see your face. What happened?
I don't know. Oh, it didn't come back when you
There we go.
mashed the buttons.
What the hell out of my finger?
I'm doing my Betty White impersonation so y'all won't miss her.
Oh.
That reminded me.
Don't I look like Betty White?
You got a little bit, yeah.
A little bit, maybe just a little bit. But you're our Dee Dee, so. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Aquatic Morning Show, where the Aquarius go to be in the know right here at the Aquatic Morning Show. And I have a lot of help this morning. We've got Miss Dee Dee, and we've got Lefty to my left and on screen to my right. And then we've got Stephen B.
Hello.
2003. But I'm going to switch you guys around.
I was going to say in the wrong order. That's
because I like doing that.
I'm on the
This
bottom.
is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like all this stuff y'all can do. It's fun watching everybody move around.
Yeah.
Fun. What musical squares,
Especially with somebody just playing with us.
right?
I like
How about that? Anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Castillo Valley Cichlids, Monster Fish Gal, Miss Jenna P, Snoochie Booch. That just sounds so funny saying. It just
Oh,
does.
smoochy.
It sounds like I'm calling like my significant other a pet name.
Yeah.
Come here, Snoochie Booch.
Yeah, you'll never be able to use that one again at the house. It means somebody else now. They claimed it.
Hey, maybe that's where it comes from. And there was Lucky in chat. And then Miss Sandy Farrell, good morning. Looking and getting ready to set get everything set for 80 baby axolotls this week. Good googly woogly.
Goodness
Yep.
mercy.
I'm waiting on Furlough. Furlough's supposed to have some that he was transitioning from one stage up to another stage. And those are the ones I'm going to get some of those.
Ooh.
When they're ready, when he knows they're stable enough or whatever.
Go ahead.
We just see your hand, that's all. Oh, hi.
Let's say hi to everybody.
Hey, he's on camera. He has to say hey.
He's like, as long as it is big. Like,
It sounds like Joe. Yep, just like Joe.
Oh, no, you give him a mixed drink, it's a whole different game.
If I could only give Joe a mixed drink, I mean, I promise you, dude would chill out. Won't do it. Nope. Eduardo, good morning. Yeah, you got to do a video on getting all them axolotl babies this week. Are you getting them or are they? Well, you know there's 80 of them, so you got to.
They're being shipped to her.
80 of them. Jesus.
I can't imagine. How many can you keep together when they grow up? Like, I thought that was like a one per tank thing.
I've seen a couple in a tank.
I've seen a couple in a tank too, but I mean, it was a big tank.
Yeah.
When they're babies, you can keep a bunch of them, but I think when they start getting to where you can sex them, you had to start separating them. I think.
Yeah,
Well,
the only place I've seen them together is like in a pet store.
they
not
just
sure.
need 80 more tanks.
That's
I
a
mean,
lot.
they already have 100, I think, set up in that house.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's 80
they
more.
surpassed me quickly, but they've got more room than I do too. That's why I want to move out to the room outside. You know, Joe's got these racks for me that he has that he got from like Lowe's. My problem is they're not the right size, and they don't. It's like they're too deep for my 10 gallons or 20 gallons. They're just too deep. And
Is it like the 24-inch deep?
yeah, they're
I have one of those, and I have one that's 18-inch deep.
yeah, they're
And
just,
like, yeah, I don't know if like you could even fit like a a 75 just because it's exactly 4 feet wide. I know like the Aqueon 75s, they're 4 feet and then like the fraction of an inch from the rim and stuff.
Yeah. So he brought one up here for me to spray paint and get ready. But I almost feel like I could just buy the metal and he could fabricate what I want just as quick and easy as me trying to make all of that other stuff work. So, because I've got to have storage on the bottom, and then I'm going up with tanks. So, and I think I can go 4 up with tanks and still have a bottom layer of, where I can stick all my Christmas totes underneath and hide. But I got to get all the crap out of there first, do the floor, put a door in, get an AC and heater.
That's another story, isn't it?
Fire.
Yeah.
That's a whole another story. But one day, this summer, it's going to happen. We're going to get me moved out there this summer.
Woohoo.
Nice.
By this summer. Yep. That's after these events coming up. When we go to these events, we're going to be eating like bologna sandwiches.
I usually bring ramen with me. Instant ramen, 99 cents a bucket.
Yep.
Well, that's a good idea.
Well, I mean, I plan on going, to bring to y'all. And if for somebody that's going to be going to dang as many as possible, you can't go and make it a vacation every time.
Right.
You got to go and it's got to be there and back, gas.
Budget.
Yep.
Budget. Exactly.
And for me, it's just I don't have the days off to attend all these events now. Because we're going to Disney World in May, so that's going to be 10 work days of my vacation time. I technically earn another week off because I'm hitting my 5-year anniversary at that job, but I don't know if it accumulates from there. So I don't know if I'll have the time, but we're trying to make it work with at least the Triple Crown and Disney World, and that might be it.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
one to
have
hit
the
up.
time, but and Joe can take the time. For the most part, Joe can take the time off because he can accumulate so much up there at the sheriff's department. He's always at the end of the year, like right now, he could take their entire month off and still have time to roll over.
My uncle used to do that all the time.
Yeah, so that's not the issue. It's the issue of moolah.
That was the one good thing about the North Carolina state employment. I was off 15 months, my last 15 months, and still drew a paycheck. Didn't work a lick. So before I dropped into retirement, and I always told them, I said, "Y'all ain't gonna see me that last year."
Well, it's because they pay. They don't pay overtime, but they give you comp time.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the extra stuff that you can do for the department, you accrue all of that comp time. Every now and then, depending on how many people at the end of the year have comp time, they'll let you turn in some of it, but not all of it.
So they wouldn't let none of us turn in ours. We had to.
Well, would they let you roll it over?
Time off because there were so many people calling out sick and whatnot. And this is way before the pandemic. It's just people don't like come to work on paydays and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. See, I think teachers should get comp time too because they not just work at work. Then they come home and they work for the for school, even though it's for the kids. It's still working. So
they never even account for that.
Yeah, they don't even account for that. And
that's free time, right, for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're a conscientious educator, you give up half of your life.
Yep.
You don't get paid for it.
Yep.
Well, my vacation time at work does not roll over. It's use it or lose it. So we're encouraged to use it.
Well, the sheriff's department, they're encouraged to use it as well. But when you're a sergeant and you have to be there and let everybody else take theirs, somebody's still stuck with having all that time. But
they use the old guys. You have this time off for your mental well-being, working in a prison. So you put in for some days off. Can you give up those days because we need you to come in because so-and-so don't come in. And forget about your mental state. Don't let her keep off.
Yeah.
And if you had a kid, you were golden
Yeah.
Because all you had to do was call and say, my kid can't go to the daycare.
Right.
And you didn't have to have a doctor's note. You didn't have, but if I called in and said, oh, bring us a doctor's note, which I didn't usually have to bring one.
I do that
Only
anyway,
time I
just to
did
be
it
safe.
if I was going to be out for several months.
Right.
They knew I was coming to work.
Well, let me run down some more names here. Degenerate Fish Keeper, Levi's Aquatics. I'm going to do what Jason does, not Jason, James does. I'm going to run down the participant list real fast.
Fancy smancy.
I know. Aquafunk, good morning. Kenesio Valley Cichlids. Danikin, Degenerate Fish Keeper. Foxy Fishes, Geek Boy. J. Oliver, Guppies and Aquatics. Miss Jenna P. John Larson, Joseph Stanley. Lefty 32138. Lumpy Dog, just mini Sills Fern Fins. Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo. Michaels, Long, Monster Fish Scout, New Local Austin, Papa Shrimp, Rising Sun Aquatics, Sharpies, Fish and Phenomenons, Tam Shepherd, and the Scoot Scraper.
What?
Scraper?
I didn't see that name. Now I'm scrolling like.
Yeah, don't know about it. Well, it was there at one point or another, but we've got also New Local Austin. I don't know if I said his name when I was running through that real fast. If I didn't say your name in that list, throw your name down again at the bottom so I can grab it. And if you guys see that
There's a Scouse.
Scouse Scraper. Is it Scouse or Scouse? Scouse?
Scouse, isn't it Scouse?
That's what I would think, yeah.
What's a Scouse?
Good question.
Something that needs to be scraped.
Let us know. Or maybe
Just
not.
Jack says all orders are going out today. I got some guppies to send out today as well, and they're going to Indiana. And at first, I was really worried about it, but I'm going to send them out midday where it's going to be the warmest right now. And then it actually gets a little warmer going up there. So I don't feel so bad because I was scared that it was going to be in the teens, like low teens. And I mean, I'm going to have a heat pack in it, 120-hour heat pack, but it'd be hard. I think it'd be hard to fight teen weather and keep it warm enough.
A Scouser is someone from Liverpool.
Guess Google was right.
Welcome.
Okay. Yeah, I've got fish to ship to Dee Dee today and a bunch of plants to ship to my channel members. And it got cold yesterday. Yeah. It started off warm, and then suddenly it just kept going down and down and down. And I think it's like in the 40s now or something.
We're at 27.
You're at what?
If you want to wait on mine, just hold
we're
off.
at 27.
We're
I'm
at 17
right now, and they're at 17.
At least we were. It could have gone up now.
Woo.
Oh no, it's 31. Yeah. See, I don't go outside much. I just realized.
Well, I told my husband, I was like, we're fixing to be cold for the next 2 weeks. Just ain't going outside.
He even lives in his world he has created in there.
I too. There's that Scoots Scraper again.
He's from Liverpool.
Liverpool, which is in
UK.
England, right?
England, yeah.
England or UK?
Oh, England's part of the UK.
Yeah.
Tam Shepherd, you're in Northeast Indiana, and we are supposed to wake up at 9 degrees. Yikes.
Oof. I can't wait till we get those temps here.
Foxy's -2.
I'm going to go ahead and send. I might put 2 of them in there. Put one on each end. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, is Michelle Kinsey? Okay, I just saw where she confirmed that. Michelle changed her name. She used to be Michelle Kinsey.
And she's now
Shell.
Yeah.
Like a seashell.
Yeah, right? Seashell by the seashore.
She shows by the seashore.
Because I've always called her Shell, but Chelle.
Well, now it's shell, like
That's just cute.
Aquashella.
Sweet.
That is cute. I love that.
Depends on the plane route for the fish. If it could go from Louisiana to New York to Indiana in one day with overnight shipping. Yeah, don't know. Paying for 3-day for sure shipping. And like I said, it's 120-hour heat pack. If I put 2 of them in there, I don't think they'll get too warm. It's just making sure they stay warm enough.
Yeah, the longer heat packs, they have a lower peak temperature, so you can usually double up on those without like boiling the bag.
Right.
So I think with sending it to Dee Dee, it looks like it's going to be similar chili over there. I have 72-hour heat packs, so usually what I'll do is put one of those in there, and I'll wrap up the bags really well, and I ship through UPS 2-day, second-day air, and it's 99% reliable for me.
Yeah. Golly, that's expensive.
It can be. I mean, it's like with packing material and the cost of shipping to Dee Dee, it was like $25, which
second-day air through who?
I use GoShippo.com. They have pretty good discounts on UPS.
I've used them before. I've been Pirate Ship. I've been using a lot lately for stuff.
Go Ship O.
Shippo, like hippo, but Shippo. It depends on where you ship things. Like if I try to ship something up to like where Lefty is, it might cost $25. But
see, I'm looking at like if I ship, because I ship UPS, and if I'm going to ship something to Indiana, and I'm going to make sure that it gets there for sure in 3 days, I'm looking at $30-something, and that's not including my box and the heat pads, and all of that.
What are you using? What site are you using to do that?
I just go up there. I don't use the site. I don't.
Oh yeah, so you're paying like the maximum they could possibly charge at the retail locations. Yeah, print your labels at home from one of those sites, and you'll.
Well, how do I print my label at home though if I don't have a way to measure how much the box weighs? A weighed box. Huh?
Get like a food scale. That's
like
a little digital.
You can get one. Food scale. Well, it's one of those that you produce scales. It's kind of got like a concave thing. I just put it in there. I do have that.
That'll work. That's what I use.
And the thing about UPS is they don't really care about exactly how much it weighs. They're more about the dimensions of the box whenever you ship something. So
with them, it's all about size.
Yeah, they're size queens over there. But like, I had a buddy who was mailing stuff, and he was like, "Oh, it cost me $20 to mail this to a guy on an Air Force base over in Japan." And I'm like, "Where did you mail it from?" He's like, "The post office." I'm like, "Dude, they overcharged you because that's domestic shipping. It should have been $3.50." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yep," because his local post office kept charging him international shipping. I'm like, "No, Air Force, any military base is domestic shipping."
Yeah.
So he started doing it online, saving himself a ton of money.
Yep. Yeah,
so
do it
you
online.
have to have you have to sign up with them.
You don't have to pay them any kind of fee, though. You just got to have give them your email address. Just typical, make an account.
Even PayPal lets you buy labels through them too, and it's a little cheaper.
I think it's the same. I like Shippo because it does a good like list of who you've shipped to, and you can kind of manage your inventory and stuff there too. So I've been using them for a while now.
But it's kind of interesting. That's something to really check into.
No, I'm doing
it
because if I can
spend $100,
save. Because he
didn't know there was anything extra to even do.
And I even went on Amazon and bought like the sticky things. So I have these are half sheets, and one side they've got label stickers on them. So I just pull it right off and stick that in the box instead of using packing tape.
Yeah, that's what I got too. 100 sheets of those for like $10 or something.
Yeah, it was dirt cheap.
And what are those for?
For labels, so I can print them on my printer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because they sell like those fancy schmancy like actual shipping label printers, but I just use these sheets, and there's 2 labels on each sheet.
No.
Nope.
Well, y'all's holding out on us. Glad I said something.
Well, see, this would be a perfect membership stream content.
True.
To help each other on that stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to put that behind a paywall, though. You gotta tell everybody. Tell everybody that not to pay too much.
And actually let them like go to here and click here, and now scroll down here and hit that X. You know.
Yeah, and Alex speaks the truth. Do not restrict the airflow. They need the airflow to keep warm, or else they'll just fizzle out in the box.
I wrap mine with a paper towel.
Yeah, you're like, whenever I got fish from you, I mean, that heat pack was warm for another day or two.
Yeah.
It was still warm.
I've got to go back and watch Skipper's stream from yesterday to make my reservations for the Clash, because all that, you got to go here and to here.
No, sure you do. I can help you after the stream. It's not that bad.
A quiet time.
We can do that after the stream if you want.
But Lucky, Lefty, you're different. I mean, you can type 3,000 words a minute.
98.
You know, scratch your back. You can do all that at one time. Your day will come, young man.
I said, if you want after the stream,
go to the bathroom and forget to pull your pants down. You will. That day will happen to you.
Wait, help with what after the stream?
Getting her set up with getting the reservation stuff. If you want. If she has time. I mean, I've got the whole day off. Because
like, I've got my reservations booked, but it's not through them. I went through booking.com. I've still had the same hotel, but I'm paying a little bit more because I do all of my booking for all of the hotels that we stay at through booking.com. I get a discount, but I may pay a little bit more than what you would if you were buying it, you know, your room through them, because they may give you a better discount. But I also don't have to pay up front. I don't even have to pay until the day of.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about this hotel. You don't have to pay until you get there, at least for the Clash anyway.
Yeah, so which definitely helps me because I ain't got to pay.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I finally bought my Triple Crown ticket and then got my Clash stuff yesterday, so I'm all set for those two.
I don't have any of the tickets.
I need to comment on what Alex is talking about. Shipping to Singapore was the worst he's seen. Well, I can one up you there with shipping to New Zealand, because as of October, the USPS has suspended delivery there. Oh, and so you have to use like UPS or FedEx or something international. $50. Yeah, so when Fish Kid won one of my weekly giveaways, it was like $50 to ship him one of those little plushies like Lefty has on this mic right now.
Yep, I had to send to
like 6 ounces.
Somebody else lives in New Zealand too. Is it John? Does John live in New Zealand? Anyway, it cost me $50-something to send to him, and that was through USPS. But to ship to Adele wasn't as expensive, but it's still not cheap either. In fact, I've still got her stuff from 2 months ago to send her, but I was going to make sure that I didn't have anything else to send her. Yep. Send her one thing.
She gets a yearly box.
Yeah, she gets a yearly box.
I got stuff that I've been waiting to send to the UK.
When you're back, this is Adele's box. This is so-and-so's box.
Yeah, when you got to send, we got to send. Because, I mean, I will, and I'm not going to say that I'm not going to ship overseas.
That's a good, you want to highlight Canistio's thing right there? You see it about the Clash?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's also a good thing that people should know.
Also, real quick, wanted to mention, like, people are asking about the shipping sites, whether you use Pirate Ship or Shippo or PayPal, all the rates are the same. Like, they all have that same level of discount. As long as you don't go straight through UPS or the Postal Service, you're going to get the same discount.
Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Father Fish, BJ Palmer, Whips World, bunch of you guys. Bird Garden. Hey, you guys.
Good morning,
So there
everybody.
are some people we gotta push to get to 500 so that they can be a registered YouTuber for the Clash.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
Skipper is one of them. Skipper's at
We
like
need
4.
67 more.
All right.
Okay. Well, we've got
We
what?
gotta work
A while.
Yeah.
We'll get him
and then, but Degenerate, he only has like 100 and something. So we're gonna really need to push hard to get people to actually subscribe to his channel. Which I didn't realize he had so few subs because he has a good turnout for like the Saturday morning cartoon, which I know is on Shanna's channel, but they should be pushing his channel too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Maybe they should flip flop back and forth.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The streams.
Yeah.
Flip flop back and forth on the stream channels.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clarify.
Or do like what me
That's
and
what I was thinking. What were you thinking of, Lefty?
like
Don't worry about it.
what me and Chubbs used to do with Down the Bayou. The first hour we do it
that's
on
right.
the second hour we would split it up. In fact, I'm going back and some of those very first live streams that were done on the morning show and on Down the Bayou, and I'm pulling out the really good discussions. Like there's the one I did with Alex on Queen, the female guppy, and that's a really good talk, and it's just kind of gotten lost in that live stream because people, not many people go back and watch live streams.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of gotten lost, and so I'm downloaded them. I'm combining because it was a 2-part thing, combining them, and then I'm gonna put it back out as a video.
right.
But yeah, and I got to make sure that I got to get with Chubbs, and I've tried to get a hold of Chubbs. I ain't answering the phone number that I still have, but to make sure that if he's got any of it that goes with it, I need it to go. But
You might be able to get a hold of him tonight if he streams. You can find out.
Yeah,
You got a new number.
I think that's what's happened. I think he's gotten a new number, and I don't have the new number anymore. So who's are the people that need to get to 500? Is Skipper's one.
Skipper and Jason, the Degenerate Fish Keeper.
And
I
Jason.
don't. There's probably somebody else.
Concentrating on.
Those are the two.
Those are the main 2 right now. Okay. Well, I got a list, so just let me know, and we'll make sure to put that out every morning, so we can help that happen.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, not that one. That one. The UAE and Saudi Arabia are the same way. 50%, whatever the value is charged to the receiver and taxes. So always write 0 as the value.
Good to know.
Clearly, you ladies have not shared Jason's RODI plumbing live stream enough. Surely that would attract more subscribers. Yeah, that and the balloon animals.
Oh, I think he's coming on ladies' night to teach us how to do balloon.
Is tomorrow night?
Yeah. That's what I heard.
And then tomorrow, right after ladies' night, just a little bit of cool down. I'll be streaming with Jenna P on our debut stream that'll happen monthly on Tuesday nights, and we'll be featuring a new fish tuber each time. And our first guest is Bex Fish Room.
Oh,
Sweet.
I didn't realize that was Jenna P's stream.
Yeah, she'll be staying up late with me to do that one.
So is that on her? That's going to come through on her channel?
No,
Or
it's
does it
still
come
on
through
mine.
yours?
She
Okay.
doesn't want to do anything with her channel.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She posts instructional stuff for her students on that channel, unlisted
Oh.
stuff. So
that's a good idea.
Makes
Good morning,
sense.
Father Fish.
Scott's Aquatics is at 366, trying to get to 500 as well. Are you trying to get to 500 to go to the Clash, or just in general trying to get up to 500? We're going to help you either way. I just want to know.
Well, I would assume that
Everybody's
most
up,
people would
everybody.
hope to have it by the end anyways.
I mean, I would assume that Skipper will definitely have it by then, but just to make sure everyone is sub to him, I'll push him on our streams as well, and same with Jason.
I don't know if my husband is subscribed to Skipper or not.
Well, log into his
account.
Subscribed
to several of y'all.
Okay, so the Scouse, like
Scouse.
The Clash is, go ahead and go there. Right here. It's the Keystone Clash, which is a club event where you go to and people sell a bunch of fish and they have talks and get-togethers. We like going to these events so that we can meet fellow fish tubers and buy new fish and or sell fish, because I don't know if this event you can sell fish at.
You can buy a vendor
like
table.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they have a vendor. They have last time they had a secure vendor area that gets locked up, and then an unsecure which didn't get locked up at night.
All right.
They also had best in shows for different categories of fish and stuff.
Oh, that's right. There were contests as well.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the cool auction that they put on the last day was pretty neat too.
Okay. Well, see there, more information. I'm sure that you can go to, what is it? The Keystone Clash.
KeystoneClash.com.
There you go. KeystoneClash.com. And there will be lots more info on it right there. Yeah, here we go sticking our heads around the corner.
I just move my camera. Or,
oh, you could just slide your camera because you're through OBS.
I could do if I wanted to, but
I got a new camera. I can do that kind of stuff too. Oh, y'all have something coming up within 2 weeks too, don't you?
We do.
We've got
Aquafest.
You can't look around the corner of this one. It takes up the whole page. Aquafest. That's right. Aquafest is going to be down in Slidell, Louisiana, which is about an hour north of New Orleans, which is not how I say it. I say New Orleans, but it sounded fun to say it the other way. It's the January 15th and 16th, 11 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. This used to be a full saltwater event, but this year are integrating freshwater. So there are a few freshwater vendors that are going to be there, along with us having a fish tuber booth, fish tubers booth. Nice. Gotta make sure it's got the ERS on it. Okay. Fish tubers booth, which we're doing that so that we can go to these smaller shows and still have booths to be able to, sign autographs if people want to, or get I say fish tube lightly, but get it out there, bring more people to it, vice versa. So we've got banners, all that stuff's already, Joe has it already made up. Just let us know if we're not going to be able to make it, and we'll send it to you. That way nobody's having to, print anything else. This is for it's for all of us, for all of us. So if there's an event that they wanted to have, if they'll let you have a booth for fish tubers, then let us know. But this will be the first one we get to put on at Aquafest. It's the first time we've ever been to. I've been to Aquafest. I've never been to Aquafest before. I've wanted to be on the last 2 years and it got canceled the last 2 years. So this will be the first one that I've been to down there. But hopefully, with us being down there and them integrating in freshwater, it'll continue to grow, and that's what we want. We want it to continue to grow. It grows, we grow, and I mean that's just how it is.
Is Rachel O'Leary going to be there?
She's not going to be there. I don't know who they got to be in her place. As far as I know, she's not going to be there. That was the last I heard.
I don't even know how she's doing.
Well, she had the wreck.
Right.
And then her daughter was already coming in town, which was going to be an issue. And what they did was they assumed that when they booked her 2 years ago, that she was still available, and they didn't jump on it and get a hold of her to make sure everything was still good for this year when they knew for sure it was going to be going. So it was on, slack on their part, but I'm not exactly sure who they have to go in her place yet, if they have anybody or if they've asked. I don't know. Joe may know, but I don't know that one.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hard to replace her.
Well, yeah, it's real hard to replace. But I think even if she would have said yes and then had this wreck, I think she would have backed out, would have needed to back out. She needs to rest and recoup.
Right. I mean, I think she's okay. She's just kind of banged up, like nothing long term, I don't think. But
yeah, I hope not. I hope not. But those are the first, or those are two that are coming up. I guess I might as well just go on and go through them since we're talking about it. February, we've got Orlando, Aquashella Orlando. And this is a really big event for those that have never been to an Aquashella. It is a very big event, and it is a ton of fun. And there is a fish tuber booth. This time I did not say fish tubers, a fish tube booth there. And it's usually in the back is how they're laying it out. It's supposed to be laid out the same way it was in Dallas. That way you have to walk through the event to get to us in the back. Along with the fish tube booth is beside Aquarium Co-op. So we're beside that and the big stage. So it ought to be a lot of fun. Orlando should be. That's
right. Aquarium Co-op's gonna be there. It's a shame I'm probably gonna miss all of the Aquashellas this year.
Yeah.
But I had to make my choices, and maybe next year.
Right. Make your way over to the side.
I need to get you some transparent ones so it's not the whole screen.
I know. Let's see. The next, after February, there is going to be a swap in, well, this one takes up the whole thing, Sunday, January 23rd. And this is what is the name of this group? They have several of them. It's one that Terry's in. Gracie, quit. She's scratching and it's making her tags bling together.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of this group. Anyway, they are putting on several of these things. There's another one in March. That one in Jan. I think they do skip February, but there was one in December or November. Like they're having one every month. But it's the same one in Northbrook, Illinois. And it's a club. Cannot remember the name of the club right now, but there is Aquatic Expo, April 2nd and 3rd. I believe this one though is the one that is for vendors. By vendors or something like that. It's where they go to see all the new stuff that's up and coming. Like, I don't think it's just open to the public. It may be, and what I'm thinking of may be a different one, but I think this is it. But I'm hoping I know I have a way into it. That way, if I can get in there, then I can show you guys. Okay. Here we go. The Triple Crown. July 27th and through the 31st. The Triple Crown is actually five of them now, right? 5 or 6 of them, not just 4.
Wait, who's the 5th?
I knew a 4th was added. Was a 5th added?
Rainbow was number 4, right?
I think you got the Killy, the Rainbow, the Guppy or the Live Bearer,
and the Cichlid.
I want to say somebody else was in or somebody else was added.
It's gonna be everybody by the time this event starts.
Yeah, it's gonna be like I don't even know what.
That gum. Why can't I think of who?
Gonna need like a Medusa crown or something.
We'll just go with the We'll just go with the floor right now because I don't remember. thought I remembered somebody saying
checking
that
the website
there was
to see
another
if
one
it's
there,
the
but I
case.
just can't think of who it is. This is going to be one you don't want to miss. And for the most part, everybody is making sure they do make this one, whereas they may miss the Aquashellas to make sure they make the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
I'm going. I'll be there. I think most of us will be there. You know, so
Everybody who's anybody's gonna be
yeah, right. And there will be, I'm sure there will be a fish tube or fish tubers booth there as well somewhere. So
I don't know. These are like those old school clubs where they're like, yeah, fish tubers, you know.
well,
Here they come.
we make up their
Here come the cameras.
and we're the one that advertise to get people to them. So
Right.
they might want to like us a little bit.
So does anyone know the actual details of like the location of this event? Are they, because I know there are separate
Louisville.
hotels now. Well, yeah, I know there are separate hotels for each of the clubs, or maybe there's multiple hotels at least. And initially we had booked the Cichlid Hotel without realizing that there were other hotels. But isn't like there a convention center that's going to host
Yeah, I
the
was
whole
told
thing?
it was all going to be in one facility.
Right. And that's why they're calling it the Triple Crown, because it's the actual convention center is called the Triple Crown Convention Center or something like that.
All right. Well, I have my room booked at that place, so let me look it up.
Yeah, whichever hotel the ACA was pushing, it was the one that I booked initially.
Yeah, that was the only website I really saw people posting the link for anyway.
Yeah. But I need to cancel that one anyway, because now we got an Airbnb and with our family and Rico Stan.
I need to find one of those and hit up some other people's that's pet friendly. Because I would rather stay in one of those so much than have to stay in a hotel. And maybe I could leave my dogs and Lena won't get me in trouble.
It's okay, Sandy. she sent me a message saying she got her tickets to Keystone Clash, and I'm like, no, wrong event.
Oh, Alishon said that Cichlid Club of York is having a swap January 8th in Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania.
Cool.
Just didn't want that to get lost.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So yeah, people going to Keystone Clash get to meet all of the ferals. I know they're excited to go.
It was fun last year.
Triple Crown, yeah, it's a bit of a trek for them and pretty costly when you have to go out that far and get a hotel.
That's why I'm driving.
Okay. Where is...
Yeah, their website still says only 4 clubs, so unless one was added and they just haven't updated the website yet.
Louisville, where is that? Louisville, Kentucky.
What about Nanfa? I saw Alex say that.
List your properties. Where are my properties? Okay, well, it's just taking too long to find right now, so I'm just going to move on. Anyway, we'll find out the exact hotels that the convention's at.
Yeah, Marriott was where I booked, and I think there were other ones, and I heard at one point that like there were going to be like speakers going on simultaneously at each hotel, but maybe there was something else going on at the convention center as well. Like you just kind of have to pick and choose what you're going to attend because the schedules overlap.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm going to offend some people in chat, but I don't care that much about cichlids.
No.
Sorry, David.
Heaven forbid.
It just depends.
I love them. I just don't want to keep them.
And I'm interested in killifish. I just don't have a whole lot of those. So to me, it's gonna be guppies and rainbows, and then probably if I have to choose, it's gonna be rainbows.
I saw 2 pretty killifish the other day that do LFS, but They were already yay long. I didn't know if that's a good time to buy them, if they're already kind of been used up. I don't know. But
I
they
don't
were
know.
pretty.
I mean, they're not all like annuals. Like they're, they live a few years.
It's the MCM. Oh, no, that's not it. I can't find it. I wonder if something happened. Anyway, they also have Aquaticon, which is also in April. So
Wow.
there's 2 events in April, which is this one at the first of the month, and then Aquaticon at the end of the month. That's April. And I don't know of anything in May yet. May,
February, August, October.
June, July. I don't know of anything in May, June, or July.
Well, everybody come to
good.
Disney World.
Yeah, it would be good to have a break and then come back in August, and then it'll be again like boom, 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 boom.
When is Fishtoberfest? Is that? Oh wait, it's October, obviously. What am I?
It's the same time as
Chicago.
Yep, the 8th and 9th, Chicago. Because I was talking about flying to Chicago, staying Saturday, and then flying out Saturday night and being at Fishtoberfest for Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would be asleep. I'd be walking zombie.
I mean, I don't know how I can't be at 2 places at one time, and I've got to be at Aquashella, so that's the only thing I can figure to manage it. Don't know if it'll work, don't know yet, but it's an option. So
yeah,
it's an option. So anyway, those are the dates coming up. And if you guys have any other dates,
what about Fishtoberfest?
I don't have a flyer on Fishtoberfest yet.
October 8th and 9th. Is this right
they
around
don't need no stinking flyer. Everybody.
Well, we talked about it being at the same time. That's what we were just talking about.
Danny just put in chat. Yep.
But when they have a flyer done, I'll put it up there and roll through it. You know what?
Snap to it, Kenny.
You know what? Miss Susan's thing. I'm going to start looking at that. Her, what do you call it? I'm looking at her page. She's got, supposed to have all of that for me, events, more organized than I have it. Whoa, wait.
I just went on the TripleCon Facebook and just asked for clarification on the whole setup. Since I've heard 2 different things, so I figured I'll ask them and see what they say.
For what?
Like, I've heard some people say it's all one place. Other people said it's separate places, so...
Lefty, are you going to Disney too? Sharpie just said, you have my sympathies for having to go to Disney/Mauschwitz.
I will probably never, ever, ever go to Disney World. I hate lines, and it's too blasted expensive.
Yeah, those 2 things are a problem.
Only thing that might get me to go down there is
but
building
everybody
a
should
lightsaber.
go one time.
Really, one time would be cool.
I mean, we have an amusement park here,
At least
so
once. Because it would be fun to go with children and then to go again without children.
Find out when Ed's going. I'll go down with Ed.
Oh.
We just can't wear white T-shirts.
I'm supposed to be going with Biz or Funk or both of them. One of them, I remember which one.
Yeah, because we always have to hang out into the little kiddie rides. So you don't really get to go, and they don't want to. They don't want to go see Epcot. They don't want to do any of that. They just want to ride rides.
Yeah, and Jenna's saying Jenna does a really good job of planning our trips so that we're not really waiting in lines. Like she's a Disney fanatic. She watches all those Disney YouTube videos, and she plans it really well.
I love Disney too.
But we end up spending a lot of money for a really good trip.
You do. Yeah, I don't think you're going to come home, go down there with less than $500. That's not going to happen.
Why does it keep?
Man, I think ours is costing like nearly $1,000 a day with the family of 4, and also we're bringing mother-in-law. So, yeah, it's going to be pricey.
Oh, it's one hotel. There's only one hotel for the Triple Crown.
What's the name of the hotel?
Oh, is it the Marriott?
Yes, and apparently they're pretty much all booked up, so they're getting overflow hotels.
Oh, okay.
That might be why people are mentioning other ones.
Mine.
If I cancel my hotel, does it like make that room available in real time? Because
yes.
I'm wondering if I canceled it on a live stream
correctly,
and I'm like, hey, all right, everybody who can
click I'm giving away hotel room. You just gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
Get your reservation fingers ready.
And you gotta be quick. And I initially booked it. It was not available Tuesday night, so it was Wednesday night through Saturday night.
Because I'm not finding that one, and I know that I did it because me and Shanna and Joe were all on. Me, Shanna, and Skipper were all on the thing at one time, and I booked it, but it's not showing.
Yeah, the only one I actually have booked has been for the Aquafest. But I got all my information. I just gotta.
Yeah, I got my emails.
You're busy.
Around just to be safe.
Yeah, I may have to go back and find that confirmation number that they had sent me, and then walk backwards and find out what's going on.
Oh, Mr. Snail says you can transfer your reservation over the phone. So if you know someone that really needs the room that bad, they probably just put it in their name, and maybe they'd have to call and confirm the payment information then.
Cool.
Man, I'd have to talk on the phone though.
Yeah,
okay.
I know. Make Jenna do it.
No,
Imagine
she never.
That.
No, she doesn't want to do it either.
Would you eat? I guess you don't have to call in to order a pizza nowadays.
No. If I have to call, I'm finding another place.
Well, that was like when we were ordering that pizza in Chicago. We had to call like 2 or 3 places because apparently one place, well, you can't order over the phone. Like, why? Just let us order over the phone. We don't want to use your stupid website.
7:30.
Gotta get a lightsaber. Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that $200 lightsaber, but then I'm like, okay, it'll be fun. And then when I get home, what am I going to do with that lightsaber?
I know.
Battle?
Alison says start
you're gonna go
bidding
back
more
and
for
make
the hotel room.
You're going to go back and make one in each color, Steven, and then hang them on your wall.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, this person said that they're part of the host club, and the whole point is to have everyone under one roof for the convention, so everyone is together. So
is it happening at the Marriott then?
Yes.
So not
most Marriotts have like a convention hall in them.
Is that called the Triple Crown Convention Hall?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think it's just a Marriott. But it might be like locally known as that. I don't know. Check.
Huh.
Eduardo says, all you need when visiting Disney World, all you need is a really great credit card.
Nope.
Just one that you can spend and then throw away and duck their collection costs for the rest of your life.
And Canastilla Valley Sicklers wants to know if there is a fish show at Aquafest or is it a trade show only with speakers?
They're probably gonna do like a shrimp thing or like they did last time, right? Don't they do some kind of fish show there with certain kind of fish?
Is the Residence Inn by Marriott?
We're talking about Aquashella. Is it a fish show or a trade show?
Aquashella is.
I mean,
both.
they have
80-20.
It's both.
There's the shrimp contest. There's the flower horn contest. There's scaping, and then there's speakers. There's the fish tube booth. But I mean, in terms of like walking around, most of it is a lot of like product showcases.
Yeah. Right. There's not. I mean, so like on the. Well, no. I mean, there's product showcases, but there's also people selling their fish.
Yeah.
You know, like Jason, Judge Aquatics, he sells his fish and stuff. There, and then there's several different people that sell fish. The betta people sell fish, and then the saltwater people sell fish and corals. So, and then you've got the products people that sell their products. So it's both. It's
And then there's the products people that don't sell their products, but you want to buy their products,
but you can't. And it's like, why do this to us? That was Zoom Ed in Chicago. Oh, we're just showcasing things. You can't buy anything. And I'm like, why?
See,
why you do this to me?
I think that's what this expo is.
I looked that up. Their website says that the Aquatic Expo is a 2-day fresh and marine aquatic marketplace that will provide you a personal footprint to attract new hobbyists while providing experienced hobbyists direct access to exhibitors and unique retail opportunities. So it sounds like it's publicly open and you can go and meet retailers and stuff.
Cool.
But it's not like an Aquashella or an Aquafest. There's no live.
It doesn't sound like it. No, it's just giving you direct access to retailers and different companies.
Yeah, I didn't know it was open to the public though.
So what about Aquafest? Like, what are we expecting to see there? Are there going to be a lot of people selling livestock, or is it going to be like vendors with like big vendors with their products?
I expect it to be a small Aquashella. Like you're going to have people that do have fish. You're going to have a bunch of saltwater people with corals and fish, and then you're going to have some product people there. And then new with the freshwater, I don't know exactly who's coming from the freshwater side other than us. And I'm bringing guppies and angels. I'm bringing whatever I can to sell to help pay for the trip. But I don't know who else is bringing anything or what other vendors are coming with the freshwater. I do know. Yes, I do know. Somebody's coming with shrimp and somebody's coming with plants too.
Oh,
I do know that.
Nice.
So there will be shrimp and plants because I'm not bringing shrimp. So, and I think that's maybe JBJ. Maybe Joe knows that for sure, but I'm not sure. So
is Joe bringing shrimp? Does he have a vendor booth?
Joe is not bringing shrimp because he doesn't want to compete against the other person that's bringing shrimp. But I believe he's bringing plants, but not for him to sell. For someone else is going to be selling them. I think is how.
I think you mentioned Eric Lucas.
Maybe that's who it is. So
I bought hundreds of dollars worth of boosts from Eric Lucas over the year.
Yeah, there needs to be like a full table just of plants.
At least one table. There needs to be multiple tables of plants.
Right, and then shrimp, and then fish, whatever fish. But I don't know how many people are bringing fish. I do know the shrimp and I do know the plants, but I think those are at the same table. So,
Joseph says bring cribs.
Well, so I'm not staying at a hotel since it's a couple-hour drive. I'm gonna just drive back. Well, in fact, on Saturday it's gonna be just me because Jenna realized that Lillian's got her first choir concert on Saturday, so she'll be going to that. I'll go to Aquafest, and then she'll come with me the next day on Sunday.
Okay.
You got a good wife.
Yep.
Well, it's funny because she's the one who was like really pushing for us to go, and then she now realized that she can't even go the first day.
Oh.
But yes, I do have a good wife.
She's gonna stick with her baby.
Okay. I was trying to get into Miss Susan's, but I got to walk back through all the stuff and get that situated. So those are the events that I have right now. I've got too many windows open here. I'm confused.
Well, before we go to our halfway mark, we need to put out there, we're still looking for a coffee cup sponsor for the month of January.
Yes, we are looking for that's right, our coffee cup sponsor for the month. and the end of month sponsor, which is the person that helps add something to the end of month giveaway, which is just something that adds to the Aquatic morning show shirt and coffee mug. Now the coffee mugs right now are on back order because I get them from Zulo. I don't know. Zazzle. There we go. From Zazzle, and they're back ordered for Christmas. So as soon as they come back, then I'll ship them. But
I'd be willing to take my month in the giveaway prize from Zales.
Yeah, right. That'd be one heck of an end of month giveaway.
Yeah, it might be a little pricey on my end.
You got to be like, can you sponsor a diamond in the shape of a betta fish for me?
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. But you know, for everything that we give away and everything that we do, you know, that sponsors is what helps do that. So gotta have the sponsors.
Just disappeared.
OBS magic.
Yep. Oh, I did more snooping on the Aquatic Expo. Apparently, there's also speakers and workshop as well that weekend. The one in Atlanta.
Cool.
In case anyone was wondering, it is close to Atlanta. Because if I was closer, I'd probably go. Because it sounds like it might be a different type of thing to go to.
Right.
Yeah. But you know, I'm not going down there for a 2-day thing that's 16 hours away.
John Oliver, you might want to.
Aqua Shell Room. Yeah, for any of these, as soon as you know that you're gonna be able to go, or even if you're on the fence and it's a cancelable room, I would definitely start booking.
Yeah.
Even the Clash, I think you have 24 hours before the event to cancel.
Yeah, for Dallas, it was like, if you cancel now, we still charge you one night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. All right, you guys, we've hit the hour mark. So we're going to take our little break, which is brought to you by my sister, who puts out all of our social media stuff that I can't get to because I don't have enough time. But she does that for me, and she's really good at it. So if you're needing help with your social media, check this out.
Hi, Fish Fam. Are you struggling to gain new subs or followers? Would professional graphics, captions, and ads help you to sell more products? Perhaps you need a marketing strategy that works for your business that is also cost-effective. You're not alone. Millions of businesses across the world struggle with this problem. Good marketing plans, poorly executed, cost businesses billions in lost revenue each year. What is the solution? The Social Media Lady, a digital marketing agency. This team of seasoned marketing professionals works with your small business to plan and deliver a solid blueprint to drive more traffic to your website, YouTube channel, and social media. You can check out our work right here at the Aquatic Morning Show, as we currently provide their social media marketing as well as a majority of their graphic design services. When you decide you're ready to level up, schedule your free consultation at thesocialmedialady.com/fishnews.
All right, and here we go with our very own on the screen, Stephen P. 2003, and the Guppy Rap Song.
It's a live ever mosh pit. So watch it, don't knock it, drop and fry every day, ain't gonna stop it. People saying hey and whoa and take it slow, it's out of control, but they don't know I got a mother-loving biome. Nature! So leave it alone, they're doing fine in a happy home. Making babies with their fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers is kind of gross, but you know that's the way it goes. Now I'm in the midst of a colony blitz. It all started with the batch of fry. The mama died, but the baby survived and grew up and thrived. Then the guppies kicked the breeding into overdrive. What was accidental and incremental blew up into to an exponential and totally mental experimental hit, and the fish police threw a fit. I guess they just couldn't handle my live bearer mosh pit. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spine or time to hear you whine. Stop the fish police. I'm making hybrids I desire to acquire and combine entire lines designed to inspire and surprise and advertise the rise of my monkey fighting live bearer empire. You looking all distraught, you think it's overstocked, but you got no shot to sway me, you're an afterthought. Yeah, I got guppies getting blitzed on duckweed. Had enough of these, well they don't stop and neither do we. You might call it a challenge, it's a foot per gallon. Your rationale is sound, but it's a little unfounded, 'cause I'm gonna be crowned as the best flippin' mud guppy breeder around on this earth. And my mutts, I assert, are gonna make you a convert to a chaotic tank that doesn't take much effort or the hand of an expert. Look, all I did was rap and 5 guppies just gave birth. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. I got the new genetics for the color theoretics, a different aesthetic. It's cosmetic and frenetic. If you don't get it, I do. I got a vision, it's eidetic. In your derision, well, it's really quite pathetic. Uh-oh. Now you see a bunch of fatties, they're looking fatty. You think it's fatty, and the plants are overgrown, getting kind of ratty. It's all right, little laddie. Just look me in the eye and tell me who's your daddy. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plant with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. Yeah. You think I give a fudge about some algae? What, you afraid of shiznit getting too natural up in this biznatch? Good sir, dispose of your TDS meter, for it measures organic and inorganic solids, and it's more beneficial to learn the chemistry of your water. Thank you very much. If you want to do like I do, fertilizing plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun.
All right. Okay. I think I got everybody unmuted. I'll be back in just a second. Okay. So, no, go ahead.
I was going to run down if I thought you were going to be gone for a minute.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. We got the, let me pull up my little calendar. And Scouts, we're using the Fish Fam link to give you all this information today. Today we have, I don't know why I can't see this. Father Fish came on this morning at 9 o'clock, so he's usually there on 9 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays if you want to check him out. 10 o'clock, of course, we have the morning aquatic show. Today at 3, Geek Out with Ed and Rico. At 4, we have Corvus Oskin. And at 6 p.m., we have Monday Muses with Fantastic Freaks. And at 7, we have Mob Guppy and Monday Mayhem with the Metalheads. At 8, which I believe it is now 7, Steamfight Aquatics. And at 8:30 to 10, we have Fish Talk with Lefty and Stephen P. And at 10 o'clock tonight, we have Down the Bio on Chubbs Aquatics. And also at the same time, in the Hot Spot with Fishy Biz Aquatics.
And there you go. Your rundown for the rest of the streams for today.
So you're looking at two of the busy people tonight. You're looking at their faces on the screen this morning.
Right there and there.
It's not fishy talk tonight. It's planty talk, right?
Probably, yes.
Good. I love playing. And I can take notes. You guys just don't know how many notes I take.
What is that? Oh.
I'm gonna see. I've got my sciencey book started for my New Year's resolution.
Snoochie Booch asked, "Do we have a Rocco update? How's he doing?"
Don't have a Rocco update as of Saturday?
Night?
Yeah, whatever night he did his stream. I don't have any other news other than that. He's been quiet.
Yeah, he had his first live stream since his procedure on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a long recovery, a lot longer than what he thought. So.
Well, the older you get, the longer that has to take.
Just see my shoulder. Look, what is that? You see it? My hand. It looks
like a smudge on the lens, maybe.
Could it be? Maybe. Hang on. I dropped this camera yesterday.
Wow.
It's a possibility. Happens. Well, me and Miss Dee Dee were playing around with them, and I've got this camera here. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No, because it's that bottom light. That's what it is.
Lens flare.
Yeah. That's
cinematic effect.
All right. Okay, that was driving me up the wall. Thank you.
Oh, while you're up and back, let us see those earrings.
My earrings?
Yeah, your hair's been hiding. They're beautiful.
Nice.
I love them, but they're heavy. I have to take them out as soon as the show's over. They make my ears sore. But okay, so I've got some news that from one of our beloved Fish Fam members. We consider him Fish Fam, that we haven't heard from in a while. Jason from Redfish Bluefish. He will no longer be putting things out on YouTube. He will be used to be. So my question was, how will we know what he's going to be having, for sale and stuff? I want to know, what I bought several fish from him. And the way that he's going to do it is he's going to put out a newsletter or article or something like every 3 times. He said 3 times a week. Rainy, quit. You sound like a pig. Let's see. Let me get back to this. And he's going to put one out several times a week, is what he said. Letting everybody know that what it is he has for sale. He said if you go to the bottom of his homepage of his website, there's a way for you to go and sign up for the newsletter. And so that's how, if you want to know what Jason Redfish Bluefish will be having for sale, go to his homepage at the bottom and sign up for the newsletter. And I will do that as well. And I will try to keep you guys informed of when he's got new stuff on it, or when to go to his newsletter to check things out. So we're going to miss him. We hate it, but I'm not going to go into why. That's his business. But yeah,
I was about to ask you why, but I guess
not going to go there. I know why.
Well,
I know why, but I'm not. That kind of goes into. I give the news, but I don't give dirt, and I am very trustworthy, and I don't ever want to cross that line. So
it's the aquatic paparazzi.
Right? Yeah, I am not that. No, not that. You want to keep everything good and clean and keep everybody happy. But there is a reason, but that doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that we're able to still get you to him if you're wanting to buy his stuff.
Yeah,
So,
between him and Dan's Fish and Aquatic Arts, that's where I'm doing my fish shopping, at least.
yeah, and me.
Oh yeah, of course the guppies.
Oh yeah,
But when we're talking about stores, is those.
Yeah.
But then of course, Fish Fam Hobbyists is like
Yeah.
everybody,
right.
whoever's got what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
in the Fish
Speaking
Fam.
of, I will be redoing, or I am already in the process of redoing my website, which will have a new URL. It won't be Main's Tails Fur and Fins.com. It'll be Main's Tails Fur and Fin.com. No S on the end of fin. Only for the website URL. Everything else is the same. You want my Gmail, Main's Tails Fur and Fins at gmail.com. YouTube page is still Main's Tails Fur and Fins. Everything except for the URL is changed because they wanted too much money for me to buy out that .com.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, because Vistaprint owns it. Well, okay, so Vistaprint did own my URL, and then somebody else bought my URL. And when we tried to go buy my URL, they want over $100 for it. And
Pesky cyber squatters.
yeah, so I'm not doing that. But I was able to secure the Main's Tails Fur and Fin for $2.99. So
Nice. Yeah,
that's a big difference. So that's what I went
just
with.
chop off those useless extra fins.
Yeah, and or I can go with MTFNF. Main's Tails Fur and Fins, MTFNF, which is a lot easier, but if you know the name of the website, I think it would be harder for them to find it as MTFNF. So I just dropped the S on the end of fins. But I am in the process of redoing my website because on Vistaprint, it won't allow me to separate my shipping, meaning anytime you buy a trio of guppies, it charges you $20 each time for shipping. Instead of letting it accumulate at the end, calculate how many boxes, and then charge you for shipping. And so going through GoDaddy and that system, I can. And so that's what I'm doing in the process of doing. So there will be a new site. It'll have a little bit of a new look, even though I do like the look of my other site. It just doesn't do the same. So yeah, more news.
Does GoDaddy or Vistaprint, do they charge you like a commission on each sale?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say, if you went through GetGills, you can determine on GetGills exactly how many fish will fit in a different size box and have that all set up. So
yeah,
you don't have to do anything manual.
I'm sorry, there's something on my screen and I keep thinking it's on my face, but I do have a GetGills page, and it does separate it out for me there.
Mm-hmm. Have you thought about Shopify?
No, don't even know what Shopify is.
Shopify is that's the platform a lot of online stores use for their websites.
Is that what you use, or Sellify?
I use Sellify for my stuff on YouTube, but I use Shopify for my other business. I think John and Lisa use Shopify for their website as well.
Okay.
And that one's not overly expensive. I think I pay $20 a month, and they give you discounts on shipping and stuff. And you can set shipping rates. So if you want to say, okay, this large box fits 3 trios of guppies, you can put that as a thing. So when people buy 3 trios, it'll automatically update to that. You can pick what shipping service you want to use. So it is, user friendly that way.
Okay. I'll look into it. And it all, does it allow you to pick what, server to go through or whatever? Like Google or? Yeah,
I think you can, they have a thing like a marketplace where you can pick URLs and stuff out that way. So you can probably find, there's Google and stuff too.
Okay. I'll look at it. Because GoDaddy so far has a lot of stuff extra to it that for me to be able to keep up with how many people are looking at it, you know, all that.
Yeah, GoDaddy was that was one of my choices when I was looking at setting up a website. But then because it was just for purely selling things, that's why I ended on Shopify instead. Because GoDaddy does like actual website stuff besides just the selling part.
Yeah. I'll look at it.
Bunch of social media talk in here.
Yeah, that seems to be today. But you know what? I do have some other fish news today.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness. What is it?
Okay, hang on. Hold your horses.
Could it possibly be our roving reporter?
I don't have a horse, but I can hold my shrimp.
Hey, and that's a good shrimp.
It is a good shrimp.
Those panda cones are neat to look at.
Yeah.
The red ones.
Okay, I think it's this one right here. All right, so the 2-meter skull of a newly discovered species of a giant Ichthyosaur, the earliest known, is shedding new light on the marine reptiles' rapid growth into the behemoths of the dinosaur oceans and helping us better understand the journey of the modern whales and dolphins to becoming the largest animals to ever inhabit the earth. Now, do you remember what a Ichthyosaurus looks like?
Is it Ichthyosaur or
right?
Ichthyosaur?
Ichthyosaurus.
Like a dolphin?
Kind of. Let's see. I gotta stop sharing that one and go to this one. If I was better with OBS, I could have just done it all there, but I'm not. That is a Ichthyosaurus.
Kind of dolphin-y, whale-ish.
Right.
Yeah, I remember them from Ark and its video game. And they have more. They had a dorsal. I'm surprised they didn't have the dorsal fin in that picture.
Yeah, and there may be more pictures of it. This was just the one that I found right off the bat.
Pretty blue eyes.
Yeah.
While dinosaurs ruled the land, the Ichthyosaur, however you say it, and other aquatic reptiles ruled the waves, reaching similar gargantuan sizes and species diversity, evolving fins and hydrodynamic body shapes seen in both fish and whales. The Ichthyosaurus swam the ancient oceans for nearly the entirety of the age of dinosaurs. But how is it helping us now? Let me find. Why? As researchers, we often talk about similarities between Ichthysauruses and what the heck? I don't know. Cetaceans.
Cetaceans.
Cetaceans. What is a cetacean?
Marine mammals.
Whale, dolphin.
Marine animals?
Yeah.
Okay. But rarely dive into the details. That's one way this study stands out, as it has allowed us to explore and gain some additional insight into body size, evolution within these groups of marine pteropods. So, the resilience of life in the ocean after the worst massive extinction in Earth's history. You can say this is the first big splash for pteropods in the oceans. This is from Science Daily, and I will post the link on Facebook for anybody that wants to go and read the entire write-up on it. It's several paragraphs long. I am not going to read the whole thing. I'm just giving you an insight into it. So I'm going to
Wonder why that thing went extinct. Looks pretty streamlined.
Probably food sources, like most things.
It got too cold.
That
too cold.
Got too cold. Dadgummit. My I had to clear out space on my computer last night, and I cleared out all the cookies and stuff. And when I did that, it messed up stuff.
It messed up what?
It messed up my my computer's
Save.
not remembering all of my
your safe passwords. You got to re-put them.
Yep.
That's
And
what
I wouldn't have done
do.
that. If I knew it would have done that, I damn sure wouldn't have done it because I don't remember my own passwords.
Yeah. The cookies are their memory. Bye, Jess.
Oh, goodbye.
She don't even remember how to get back in the stream.
It's the Aquatic Morning Show with Dee Dee's Findin, Stephen P. 2003, and Lefty 3213A.
I guess you're going to have to do a live performance now, Stephen.
Yep, no.
Oh, on the Fishtoberfest, you are going to be doing some sort of presentation, correct?
Presentation. No, so the agreement is if Kenny E wants a live performance, he's got to fly me and Jenna out to Fishtoberfest. So he has to decide whether that's worth the hundreds of dollars it's going to cost him.
Well, if I win that trip, I'm going to give it back to him so he can add Jenna to it. So gear up, bucko.
Oh, man.
Oh, she's back.
Again,
Hey.
hit the wrong button.
Oh.
But if you don't do a live, you're still going to be doing some sort of thing there, or?
Well, I don't think so.
Oh,
I
didn't-
October.
just introduce your song or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know where I got that from. It could have been a dream,
yeah.
Stephen.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm not gonna be a speaker. Like what
What are you
not
talking about?
Alex Fishtoberfest. But I mean the plan I don't plan on going because of their vacation time and just the cost
Oh,
involved
okay.
in flying out there, since apparently now it costs $1 million to fly anywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas
If you can get there.
last year it was like $20.
Yeah, you might not
Wow.
even get there on a flight now. Till it's
Oh
over.
man, yeah.
I'm driving. I'm driving everywhere I can.
I despise flying.
Are you going to Fishtoberfest, Lefty?
Oh,
That'd
Lord,
be a hell of
no.
a drive.
That's too
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
That's
Plus, if it's the same weekend as one of the Shellas that I've already committed to.
Yes, boy, I do dream of Stephen P. all the time. I'm not afraid to admit it. No, but for some reason, I had this in a dream that you were going, or in my head that you were going to be on the stage,
Well,
introducing your thing. While
We
it
were
played.
talking about it on the morning show one morning about him having a concert at Fishtoberfest. So maybe you had a dream after that that he was actually
And
there.
maybe it planted a seed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't normally dream of Stephen P. Jenna, don't beat me up. But I did think of that for some reason.
See, when Jenna has dreams about me, it's usually that I'm doing something that makes her mad, and then she wakes up and she tells me about the thing I did. So I just turn around on her. It's like, obviously your subconscious thinks very low of me.
My goodness.
It was something that planted the seed that made me think that. I try to remember everything everybody says.
All right, you guys. Well, it is that time of the show for fish history and scientific news with our very own Alex from the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium.
Illuvia de Peces, or It's a Rainin' Fish. What's going on? It's Alexander Williamson here with the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium on the Aquatic Morning Show. So today I have a story for you from Texarkana, Texas, which is on the border of Louisiana and Texas. I actually happen to have family there, and I called them for a tip on this story, but I happened to see it in the news before that. I just wanted to call and see if they had any fish in their yard. But so there is this phenomena that occurs all around the world from time to time, and that is raining fish, frogs, crabs, tadpoles, you name it. Anything that's in the water and less than, say, a foot long has pretty much fallen from the sky at one time or another. But most recently, it fell from the sky in Texarkana, Texas, about 3 days ago, and it's thought that around 300 fish fell across the town, In some areas, though, as many as 20 or 30 fish fell in a single yard or on a car dealership, for instance. Now, what happened was a water spout occurred that was formed by a tornado that crossed over a pond. In Texas, it's very common for people to have large ranch properties. And on those ranch properties, they frequently stock them with heavy amounts of fish. This way they can either fish, or sometimes they farm them and sell them to other people with ponds or whatnot. Well, it appears that around 5 miles outside of town, there was a water spout and a tornado, very small tornado, something under a category 1. But it was enough that it formed a water spout that went up into the sky. And that day there were high wind shear forces, which means the wind at surface level versus sky level are going different directions and quickly. And so what happened is that water spout brought them up, and then a wind moving even faster than that wind took them with it a good 3 to 5 miles and basically rained down fish on Texarkana. Obviously, a bunch of pond water and, duckweed and everything else that was at the surface of the pond was going to be rained down as well. But people don't really notice that. The flopping fish are more noticeable. And when it happens to be little perch and bass or catfish, sometimes they can live outside of water for, 20, 30 minutes and still be twitching and flopping around. Especially with the catfish, they can live outside of water a long time. And so the fact that people saw these fish flopping all over, it kind of makes sense why they're still alive. The odd part is, though, however, that they generally get frozen, because up in the atmosphere, if you go above around 5,000 feet, it usually gets to around the freezing level. Usually wherever the clouds are, you start to reach a condensation point in most parts of the country, in the United States anyhow. So it started raining fish, and it's not the first time in history. In fact, in 2017, it happened in California. 2010, it happened in Australia. And there's even a place that I mentioned at the very beginning where there's a phenomena where it rains fish up to 5 times a year. And it happens every year without fail for the last 200 years or so. And that's in Honduras, down in the Caribbean. And it's just an area where water spouts are extremely common. And there's a reef that's very shallow for miles. And so what happens is any of these water spouts form out in this area where they're prone to forming. And then they'll come inland and drop the reef fish on the, so saltwater fish in that case, drop it on the town in Honduras. So I already forgot how to say it, but it was at the beginning of the episode. And it used to be thought to be some holy thing, like a religious event almost, that people would wait around for in a certain season. And I think it's in fall that it occurs. So in any case, just curious if you've ever heard about this happening near you. Thought it was a cool event, and it just occurred in Texas. So I'll talk to you guys later. Back to you, Jess. I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you guys next time on The Secret History Living in Your Aquarium on the Aquatic Morning Show. That's a mouthful. Bye.
I love these.
Oh, all right.
I agree with Jenna. We need to get Alex over to Aquafest to replace
Oh,
Rachel.
I wish. If
That would be awesome.
yeah. Well,
He's never been to anything on this side of the country, has he? This
No.
Oktoberfest.
yeah, I don't know. But we'll get to talk to him in just a minute because he's coming up.
Oh,
Woohoo.
All right.
I just emailed him the link, and he'll be
Cool.
up here in just a minute. But until he gets up here, I want to show you this. So we did talk about the fish falling from the sky the other day, I think on Friday. But I'm glad he did go into it more. But there is this I wanted to show real quick. If I can get there.
Are you interested in fast tracking your teaching
Of course, it's going to
career?
show us.
The accelerated 3+1 program gives you the potential to earn a bachelor's and master's degree in 4.5 years while becoming
Sorry,
fully
we got a
certified to
commercial.
teach. Find out more at lacollege.edu.
These mobile convoys today. Now this is a remarkable story. You've probably heard of it raining cats, but have you ever heard of raining fish and frogs? Well, it did just that in Texarkana, Texas. We're not making this up. The city experienced fish falling from the sky during a rainstorm. Yes, it's real, and we even took the time to look at the phenomenon in the newsroom. That's how interested we were. It's called animal rain. It happens when small animals like fish, frogs, snakes, and birds are swept up by water spouts or updrafts and then fall back to earth as it rains. Multiple reports of animal rain have been reported around the world.
So,
can you imagine the smell?
the smell, but like Alex was saying, so if they go up and they freeze and they come back down, do they die when they freeze or do they die when they hit the ground?
Later, back to you, Jess.
Here he is.
Oh,
Good morning.
hey. What's up?
We're still talking about the fish.
Oh yeah, pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, pretty crazy that it was just like an hour from me.
Yeah, you didn't get any deliveries of salmon or anything that way?
No, can't say I did. No.
So if they freeze in midair, they might still be fresh when they land.
Yeah, well, so it's pretty common for them to freeze. But I guess in some cases they don't freeze all the way and they land and flop around and, or hit the ground hard and splat, kind of depends what they hit. But there was actually one in the UK that happened in the 90s, some little town, and it went over the interstate during like a busy time of day and it broke a bunch of windshields and stuff because like frogs and fish and, every mid-sized creature like turtles and stuff too, like anything that was under like a couple pounds went up and fell again.
Okay, so I have a question. So that's part of, that's one of the plagues, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So in science and all that, so do you think that that's what could have actually happened?
No, it was God.
Okay, well there you go.
No, yeah. I mean, I think that when you look at the Levant, most people live in areas that are near like marshy regions. There isn't that much water in the Middle East, and where people did settle was either next to rivers or water. And so, I mean, I think it's probably, especially any big body of water, it's easy to get the forces that form water spouts and stuff, because you have to have a big open area for water spouts or tornadoes to form, because you have to have specific conditions, which actually you need wind going one way up high and wind going the other way down low, and then you also need what's called a hooked echo in the radar loop of moisture. And what happens is it starts to twist and barrel roll this way, and then it rights itself into the tornado position, the wind, but then you'll see it, and that's why it looks like a silk fiber being spun and pulled down from the clouds. And if you ever watch it, it usually starts on its side and then kind of like it'll start like this. Oh wait, hold on, let me go the right way, like that. And then it slowly straightens into upright. But you can't have hills or a bunch of stuff in the way for that to form. So they only form in certain areas. And actually the US is pretty exceptional for having them. But the Middle East is one of the other areas where they occur, in the Sahara as well. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah. How's everybody doing? Good New Year's?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yep.
Slept.
nice and quiet.
Yeah. I think as we get older, we just don't, not such a big deal. You just sleep through it, and partying's done gotten to be too hard the next morning.
Yeah, that's what I did. I mean, I didn't sleep through it, but I didn't do anything. I had to wake Lara up and get her to party. But you know what was really interesting was the fireworks going off in our area. There were so many that it actually caused my fish to jump out of the tank in my biggest tank. All the thuds, and I mean, there was one really loud bang. Somebody, made something themselves, and it caused my what's it called, algae eater, which is like 6.5 inches long. He's full grown. He jumped straight out of the tank, probably 8-9 feet from the tank, and just was flopping around all over, like 2 or 3 foot jumps, in the air.
Dang.
Wow.
And my wife and I were like, it was like trying to catch a bounce in football or something.
But you ever tried to net one of those out of a tank? They're
oh man, trying to net one, like it's more likely that you're gonna have it jump or bash into the wall or ruin all your decorations. They're so fast.
Oh my goodness! So so would thunder do it too then?
I mean, it could. I'd never seen fish react like that ever before in my life. I mean, I know if I play really loud music, sometimes it'll startle them. Like if I start the stereo loud, So I think any change to their environment probably could startle them. Like even just turning on or off the lights, I've seen startle fish bad when if they're just in a jumpy mood or they're already fighting each other over something in the tank,
I lost a rainbow fish that way just from turning on the light.
Yep.
Just at the right time, it freaked out and it just killed itself. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something.
I've had killifish that if I didn't have a lid on it and turn the lights on, them suckers would have gone.
I had or I still have them, but half beaks, and they continually will, even in the 40 breeder, so they're only, I don't know, maybe 2.5 inches max long. They'll still run the full length of the 40 breeder and smash right into the end and bust their nose. Like they do it all the time. Poor little guys.
They have the long.
And dojos do the same thing. They go so fast and hit the end of I got them in a 125 because I was thinking it would help them because the 4-foot tanks, they were always smashing their faces, and I figured they're gonna break their necks.
Yeah. Well, what kind of fish was that again?
A Dojo Loach.
Oh yeah.
They go quick too.
Those are super interesting fish. We had them, so I was at Aquarium Zen in Seattle, which is a fish store, and we had some that I brought in that I caught that are invasive, but I caught them this summer. I made a whole video series on it, and found it. Yeah, found them in our big lake, and so he had some good size ones, like maybe 9 inches or so, and he had them in a big display tank at Aquarium Zen maybe 3 days ago. He still had the adults left, and they were all freaking out, and it's because we've had this huge like snowstorm thing going on for week and a half now, but it just ended and we got all these winds and stuff earlier today. So yeah, I think when the weather changes, they go nuts. I don't know if you notice yours doing that at all.
Well, aren't they called weather loaches also?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, exactly. They used to keep them in jars on ships. They're really hardy fish. They can live in like pH 5 up to like 8.5, and they can live all the way down to about 50 degrees, no problem, even into freezing if it's real slow. But yeah, so ship captains would keep them in a big, like, I'm saying jar, but I think the right word is carboy, like you'd make beer in, kind of. So they'd keep them as like a pet on a ship, and in the mid 1800s they'd use them frequently, yeah, for that reason, in Japan and stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
And so, what do they do when bad weather's coming? They just start swimming a lot more.
They go up and down. You know how cories do that when they're excited, and they'll like gulp the air and then go up and then slam down, up and down. They do that, and I mean they're these eel-looking things, so they're pretty noticeable when they decide to freak out. Whereas a lot of the time, when they're older, they'll just hang out like hiding under the bottom. I mean, not necessarily like a pleco would, but they'll hang out at the bottom and just kind of chill most of the day unless they're eating or something like that. But I mean, they'll go up to the surface to the bottom, up to the surface to the bottom for like hours when they're real riled up. And it's usually because right before there's a storm, there's actually, I mean, it happens with all fish. And it's before there's a storm usually that the low pressure front, when it moves in right before the effects of it start to kick in, you get a real stillness in the air. And so naturally, that's when all the flies and little bugs and stuff are completely still above the water of a lake or river. And that's, same thing with if you're fly fishing or whatnot. A lot of people wait for a low pressure front as kind of a good sign for the day. It's also part of the reason why you get clouds in the morning in a lot of parts of the world that are right where the water meets the land, any big body of water. And so that's probably they think where the whole like sailors take warning, red sky in the morning, that whole thing. The sky is going to be more red, one, if there's debris in it from like forest fires and stuff, but more so just you're seeing the clouds, and so it's showing that there's moisture and a little bit of instability in the air. So goes the thought when I've read up on that, because I always wondered, like, I like to look at those old wives' tales and stuff and see like what part of that's true, or what, why did they think that, or because there are places in the world where things occur and it's like clockwork, like maybe every time there's a red sky in one part of the world, it's going to be real stormy because it's rare or whatever, and that's where the saying came from. But yeah, no, when you read about that one, it's usually like it tends to be a sign of a low pressure front, and people tend to live in areas where water and land meet, and that's where you get the big cumulonimbus clouds forming and stuff in the morning on the horizon is as the evaporation starts to kick up again every day.
What about around saltwater? Do saltwater fish come up in the spout things too?
Oh yeah. So that event I was reading about or talking about in the video just a bit ago in Honduras, the thing I said, and I Illuvia de Platas, I think is what it's called, but I can't remember for sure because I don't know what I'm saying. Is that it happens because there's this big bay that goes way out, and it's a shallow reef, and so by that little town that's on this peninsula in Honduras, it's real easy for any water spout to drain those tide pools. And so, yeah, it'll pick up all sorts of the little fish that live on the reef and then dump them on this town. And apparently there's been at least one, if not 4 or 5 a year. And I think it's like right before hurricane season, it said, but they used to think it was a biblical thing. Because there's a lot of like voodoo, hoodoo, and extreme Christianity cults, like sections of thought down there. So
right. Well, I think it would be cool to have just saltwater fish just landing over your tank.
Yeah, well, I
hit through the trees and hit the ground again.
Yeah, well, and in that case, they're not going that high because it's kind of a beachfront town, so it's really not that far of a trip. It's like dumping them a mile away or something, and so they might only go up 1,000 feet or something, before they start falling again. So I don't know if that counts in my mind. I feel like it has to come out of the blue, like just Like where was the body of water that these things came from? Has to be the first thought in your head.
Yeah.
For it to be epic in my mind. If you've seen the movie Magnolia, there's a scene where it rains like frogs. That's pretty gruesome. But I was thinking about that while I was reading all the headlines on it.
Huh. Magnolia.
Chevy Fish says when they have these little flash floods in her area, they run out and start gathering fish out the grass and stuff too.
Oh yeah. You know, in the Puget Sound region here in the Seattle area, we all our rivers flood when the salmon are running. I mean, that's why they come back to spawn that time of year, is because there's more water in the river, so it's easier for them to swim up river. But a lot of times it'll flood like farming fields and stuff, because that's kind of where they built all the land or all the farms way back when. Was they built levees and stuff, and if it floods over them, then they just act like giant ponds, and so you'll see it's like pretty much the standard cliche news anchor thing to stand on a road and be talking about like the storm that just came in, and there's like 3 or 4 salmon skittering across the road in 6 inches of water. Like there's probably a million clips of that on the internet, you know. But yeah, you can just grab them and they go wild. Before the rain starts too, they definitely get all worked up in the salt water. They'll start jumping and stuff because they know that's like going to be their chance to go up the stream and back, you know, to spawn or whatnot. So
the question is, would you rather it rain fish or spiders like it does in like Australia and Brazil?
Nope.
Fish.
Nope.
100% fish.
Nope.
No 8-legged creatures here.
Yeah. No thanks. No fish. I mean, no spiders.
Give me the fish.
Yeah.
Is my volume any better?
Jess, I think your audio is fine. I think there's maybe just a little bit of echo coming from Alex's speaker.
Well, it sounds good now with me dropping off and coming back. I don't hear it at all now.
I heard a little bit of myself coming back. It could be that I'm too loud though.
No, I think it's out.
Oh, I'm ruining everything. I'm gonna leave.
No, you're not.
No.
Hey, have you heard from yeah. Oh my gosh. We were talking about it earlier. She had the
Rachel?
Rachel. Yeah, I talked to her.
How's she doing? She doing better?
She's okay. She seems a bit burnout, if that makes sense. I think she's just a little bit like, really, like what's next in life kind of feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
And I did talk to her about the event, and she was like, yeah, they scheduled me 2 years ago before COVID, and then they touched base with me last year when it got canceled or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, well, I'll make it right. I'll come afterwards. And so I guess they assumed she was coming, but didn't check with her. And so I guess there was something about that happened. But it sounds like she hasn't necessarily wanted to be traveling as much for talking or making videos or any of that. Like right now she's been going camping and like hiking and like canoeing and stuff.
Well, I think we all go through phases in our lives. You know?
Yeah.
And then it's okay for her to sit back for a while, and then, you know, she comes back great and want to, but if she needs to take a break from it, I understand.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, she's still engaging with nature, and like they're going places and trying to find like species that live there, you know, up in rivers, and like they were looking for axolotls when they went to Montana, and like not the Mexican axolotl, but there's salamanders anywhere in the world can suspend their growth in adolescence due to extreme conditions. And in Montana, the winters are too cold, and so they do better as axolotl form. And so I think they're like red belly salamanders and Rocky Mountain red belly salamanders. And so they do that in the lakes. But she went to go try to find them while they were out there. She made a little video on it too. But I talked to her when she was doing some canoeing through Maine, and she went for like almost a month. So I think, you know, marriage ended, and she's kind of picked up with a new guy who's got free time, or I think maybe he works remotely, so has a lot of ability to go travel and stuff. And she's wanted to do that, and her kids are now finally at the age where she can leave.
Yeah.
And she hadn't been able to do some of the things she wanted to for like 25 years, basically. And now she kind of can. So I think that's another part of it. But yeah, she seemed like she was doing okay, but just kind of tired of dealing with people a little bit, honestly. But I mean, who doesn't get that way?
Right. Yeah. I mean, exactly. Who doesn't get that way?
Yeah.
You know, there comes a time in everybody's life where it's like, okay, you just get slammed with something one after the other, and then you go through that cycle, and then you're okay for a while.
Yeah.
Her cycle. She's had it coming at her lately.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she had surgery too, which on her knees and whatnot, which she'd had problems for like 15 years, and it was like a miracle, like Forrest Gump losing his braces moment, I guess, where she was like, I can walk again, you know. And so she was really excited to be hiking and like doing stuff, and went out to do that. And then, you know, with the wreck happening too, then they told her like, hey, ease up on, you know, the activity for a little bit. And I think that was another aspect of everything going on that was kind of a bummer, you know.
Yeah.
I can sympathize. I got the bum right leg right now. Like my leg won't support me. Like if I lean on it at all, if I lift up my left leg, I will fall. So yeah, but I've got surgery in January, so I'll have to pre-record you like a week or two of episodes.
Yeah.
Look, Alex will be down in the lab doing experiments, and they'll be running him out.
Yeah.
Down in the labs at night.
Well, you know, last time I had surgery, I was, let's say, I was known to have a drink or two in my day. And so when I went in for surgery, I was like, let's see how long I can stay awake. And they're like, no, that's not a game we play during surgery. And I was like, well, I think it is. And so I started, you know, they had me count backwards to 10, and I pretended like I was fading. And then I was like, I'm still awake. And then I blacked out. I don't know what happened, but they told me I kept mumbling until they gave me like 3 rounds of different stuff before I went down. And they were like, dear Lord, you need to stop drinking. So
I wanted to stay awake and just see what they do. I don't want to feel it, but I'd like to see it.
Knock me out. Knock me out.
Nothing.
There are surgeries where they will gladly do that for you. You know, they'll numb you.
I've never had the doctor that would do it, because it's like, I'm going to fight this. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to fight this. 199, 98, 97.
Yeah. Yeah. I did the same thing when I had my wisdom teeth out. They put me under because it was like embedded in my jaw, all funky. And so they had to do extra surgery, and like ended up having to crack part of the jaw to get out the teeth or whatever. But because they had to do all that, they had like a normal IV sedation thing. But apparently they couldn't at the dental office. They weren't like equipped to dose you like huge, you know, like super out. And so they weren't ever able to get me to stop talking and like moving my mouth. I don't remember any of it, but they said you wouldn't shut up the entire surgery. Like you just kept mumbling. But all I remember was at one point I was outside my body looking down at myself with the dentists working in my mouth. And I was thinking, that poor son of a gun. And I could hear like the cracking noises and stuff. And I was just like, that sucks for him. And that's all I remember. But that was the weirdest thing.
I always try to fight it or see how long I can stay awake when they start putting me under.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay awake. No, I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna stay. And then you're just like out.
Yeah.
And it's like one gone.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what you know.
Yeah.
And what's scary is that's the stuff that's on the street now. Like the stuff that Michael Jackson offed himself with. That's like what they're putting in everything on the streets now. It's scary.
Jesus, that is scary.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, it has been our 2 hours of the Aquatic Morning Show today. So,
whoa.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's raining, man.
But we got one more really big sponsor, you guys, to thank. So let's thank Joe Shrimp Shack for being such a good sponsor of the Aquatic Morning Show.
Thanks for having me, Jazz.
Did you see the size of Joel's shrimp?
No, I didn't. Were they good size? Come on, tell me.
Dude, there's one out. Take a look. Quick, quick.
Whoa! Whoa! Holy!
There, dang, good.
Double mic.
Got it.
Okay. That was fun. Alex, thank you so much for coming up. I know that the sound on my end when he came, I don't know what that was about. StreamYard's been acting really funny with sound lately.
I think it was just your regular feedback, like whenever a speaker is just or is loud and comes back through his mic. That's all it was.
Okay.
It
well,
happens.
we got through it. It was still good. Alex, thank you for coming up. You're welcome anytime. And again, you guys, go check out Joe with Joe's Shrimp Shack. If you put in TAMS, you get a 10% discount during the stream and up to 4 hours after the stream. So if you want any shrimp,
discount on my order too.
That's right. So that's right. Make sure you put that code in there. That way he knows that you're coming from the show and his sponsorship is doing good. So we need to support him. But with that, you guys, we will be back in the morning, same time, same place. Thank all the lurkers. Thank you, everybody that was in chat today. Thank you, Lefty and Stephen P. And, of course, Miss Dee Dee, you guys for helping me while Rocco is still out. I appreciate all the help. And any day y'all would like to join me, just let me know. Send me a text, and I'll send you the link. So with that, you guys, we're out. We'll see y'all in the morning.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Are you ready, Steven? Kenny? Greg? Okay. All right, Fish Fam. Let's go! Oh, it's been getting so hard living with you floating in my tank. I can't. You're blocking all the light out, and now my stems are starting to turn gray. I see you planted in the back. As a matter of fact, it used to be as red as the sun. And the cringe in the corner that no one ignores, because it's that pink flamingo one. Oh, yeah, it keeps sickening. It's so sickening. So it's time to get moving, or the plant's gonna be losing. There's the plant in the back that's starting in the back, so you better do the dark green dance. And the cream in the corner is melting, and I wanna go inside and do the dark green dance. Dark green dance. Duckweed dance. Oh, I'm reaching in for something, but duckweed is all I seem to find. Oh, and all it takes is one piece, and then it's super mega multiplied. And the plant in the back is bent with a crack. I think that it just might die. And the crit in the corner is already a mortar. It melted right before my eyes. Oh, yeah, I was so hectic. I'm feeding my septic. I'm hardly breathing till this duckweed is leaving. Yeah. The plant in the back is starting in the black, so you better do the duckweed dance. And the cream in the corner is melting, and I'm on it, so it's something to the duckweed dance. Duckweed dance, 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 dance. Oh, yeah! It keeps sickening! It's so sickening! So it's time to get moving! Or the plants you'll be losing! The plant in the back is solid in the black, so you better do the duckweed dance! And the cream in the corner is melting, and I'm on it, so it's time to do the duckweed dance! Duckweed dance! Duckweed dance! Duckweed dance! Duckweed dance! Dance, dance, a duckweed dance!